Good morning, everyone. I'm back again. This is Ed here again. I am going to be unboxing and assembling something that my wife and I ended up getting. We decided recently to get to do a garden this year. We've done them in the past, but we haven't in a few years. So we decided this year we're going to try doing some raised and elevated garden beds. Just some little boxes. So we went online, we found a couple that we liked. I'm going to be assembling one of them right now. I have it here next to me in this box. So I'm going to put it together inside the house just because it's warm out right now. And then we'll carry it outside because it's not too heavy or bulky. And we will then start a garden this year. So the first part of it though is setting it up. So let's get this box opened and see what's inside. The tape doesn't want to cut for me. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's start by taking some of the pieces here out. As you can see, we're doing a metal one. A few little dents and dings in it from shipping. But it doesn't look like it's in all that bad a shape. So, no major complaints with that. We also have what looks to be, I'm guessing these are the legs, so it'll stand upright like that. And then we have some hardware, screws, little nuts. I'm probably going to have to go get some tools for this. A pair of pliers, I'm guessing, and I have my cordless drill here, so I don't think, it doesn't look like they've given any tools to put this together, but we'll find out when I open that up. And then here we have, I'm guessing, the short sides, one short side, two short sides, and the long sides. So as you can tell, it's going to be a rectangle. Probably, I think it's 4 feet by 2 feet, and it's going to be about 32, 36 inches off the ground when it's all put together. So it's a small garden bed, but it's going to have a pretty good amount of space for us to work with. This one's going to end up being our herb garden, so it's going to be pretty straightforward. The instructions here are pretty basic. It has a parts list. I'm going to pause this for 1 second, sorry. Okay, so I just stepped away quickly to grab a pair of pliers, my multi-tool, but I also grabbed my drill so that we can assemble this. I'm going to push this out of the way for the moment. Where are my scissors? I'm going to open up this paper and plastic, cut this off so it's not in the way anymore. Put that on the box to go up later. And then we have some zip ties holding these together, which slide off. So these I'll just put here so they don't get lost. Alright, so the instructions. So we're going to be starting off by what it looks like assembling the sides. So P1 are the long sides here. P1 are all the sides. P2 is the bottom. Okay. So we're going to have to assemble the legs to the sides. Let me open up our hardware packet, which I can't tell. It almost looks like it's they just unrolled a bag of plastic wrap around this. Not even a bag, but it's just wrapped up in a bundle, it looks like. So let me open this up. I feel like I'm playing that party game where you have to unroll bags of things, unroll a bundle of plastic wrap to get prizes. Okay, so that can go there. I have all those flat pieces, and in here it looks to be a whole bunch of little nuts and little screws. I think I'm nuts for putting this together, but that's a different story. Alright, so step one are the side pieces. So how many of these are there? There are 4 of these. Okay, so we assemble the side pieces to the base, or the legs to the base, that's step one. So these all have what look to be several little holes in the bottoms, so they should hopefully line up. The pictures on here are not the best, and there's no written instructions, it's just a picture. All right, so step one is going to be to assemble the legs. So what we have is probably the bottom 2 holes. They line up with these 2 holes on each corner. So when we open up our bag of screws here, I don't want to dump it everywhere, so let me actually be good and just cut a little corner off. And then I will pull out 2 for this leg, and then I'll move her on to the next leg. And let me get my screwdriver. I don't know how much torque these can hold, so let me put them down a little bit. And number 1, I'm going to put in, start by hand. Once I find the hole, I line it up. Stand up and do this one. Let me look at the instruction again. So it's, no, there are feet for the bottom. I should put those on. Looks like there's only 1 screw holds the legs on. So it looks like there may only be 1 on each side, because then I'm guessing the sides come underneath and we'll screw it. So let me get this started here, then I'll move on to the next one. So that's 1. I should also note you have these little plastic things, so these ones go on the top. It looks like we put those on first. And then we have ones that go on the bottom, which are just simple feet. And
I'm going to take this off so I have a little more leverage to put those on. And then I will go to the next step of assembling this. So it looks like the flat ones go up top, and the ones with the flat surface goes up on the top, so you have like a little non-jagged piece at the top. And then on the bottom you have just what looks to be a foot, and then the flat piece for the top. So I will do that to all four of them. So put that down, press on, both are on, perfect. Number 3. So now that I figured out how they kind of stretch and fit around, they're going on a little bit easier. The first one was a little snug. It was trying to just get it lined up. You have to stretch them and kind of work them in one end at a time. And then what I do is, what I've been doing is just one little push down once it's done to make sure everything's all the way in. And the last one I shall do now. All right, and when I'm done, when I post this, there will be a link to this in the from where I purchased it. I don't get any money for it, but you can see what I got. I'm not sure what the price is currently for them, but they're not overly expensive. So this one wasn't a bad price. And then we got a 2-pack of the big ones we're putting outside. The ground level ones that are, I think, 36 inches tall, or 24. I forget which height we ended up getting. But it'll make it easier when we're gardening, doing stuff in the yard. So we are good to go. Alright, so back here to assembling these legs, putting them in place. They have one screw that goes in on the corners, it looks like. And I shall send this home. Alright, they kind of fall down as you screw them in just because of the weight and everything. I'm going to guess everything will get squared up as we put the remainder of the screws in the pieces in. So once we put the top, the sides in, it should hopefully square everything up. That's at least what this looks like it should do. Oh, that one stayed a little tighter. So then put that down. Oh, now it can stand on its own. This will make it a little bit easier for me. Well, I can't put the screws in if I don't have screws in my hand as I'm throwing things around. So I need 2 more screws here, because it's 1 screw for each leg at this point in time. Let me do this one. So the detail of some of these screws and they're not necessarily the cleanest screws and screw holes. Some of them are a little on the rough side. Getting started and threaded in, there's a little bit of there's that one. And then I have one last one to put in. I'm hiding behind it so you don't have to see me. Alright, so let me put this last one on, and then I'll move on to doing the side pieces, which appears to be the next step. That one decided to go in. Alright, let me screw this one here in. Alright, so those are all in. Oop, don't fall. Alright, so those are all in. And there. Now stand up. Oop, don't fall. Don't fall. Did I put that in the wrong hole? Put that one in the wrong hole. See, I can't follow instructions. Four screws, and I already put it in the wrong spot. I'm trying not to make a bad joke right now. I know this isn't targeted for kids, but I know kids sometimes watch this type of a video. So, alright, so there. Now everything's level. Let me straighten the legs out a little bit so it's hopefully a little more sturdy as I do this. Alright, so everything looks to be nice and straightish. Alright, so I'm guessing the next steps are putting the sides in. So I'm going to start by putting one of the short sides in. So these come here. Tucks it down a little bit. Have several holes on each end to be lined up. So yeah, it lines up there. There are 4 holes on each side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly put the sides, a few screws and bolts on by hand on each of them to hold them in place, just to get a little more stability. Sorry, it's loud. Unfortunately, it's because it's an aluminum or a galvanized metal. It's going to be a little on the loud side of this. Trying to get screws through. I'm making a lot of noise. So let me start over. So 3, I dropped one of the screws. Where did I drop it? I don't know. I'm going to have to find that. Okay. Well, I'll have to find that later because I don't know where it went. So I'm going to start off once again. I'll get this one through in the top. Slid out. Do the bolt. That's one. Now when we do the bottom one on the other side, kind of square it up here a little bit. That's 2. Now I'm going to do the alternate corners again. I'll do the top one here. I'm going to do this for all 4 sides, and just to get it kind of in position, shaped up a little bit. And then once it's done, I'll come back and tighten everything down. And looking at this, it's not fully sealed, which isn't a bad thing, because that way if you overwater, it's not going to just sit in here. So it'll run off the ends and out the, looks like with the shape of these, the corrugated metal, the water will run off to the two ends and then just drip out the short sides, because there is a gap between the sides and the end. So that's at least a good, makes it relatively straightforward. Sorry, this is loud, making noise here. That way I have everything as I'm trying to assemble. Four more screws. I may end up just stepping away and bring you back when I'm a little bit further along, once I have this all fully kind of lined up, or all the screws in, and then give you a little walkthrough of kind of where it is. So that's how it goes together. There's nothing special about it. So I'm going to continue putting this together. I'll come back when it's fully made, so you will see that when I'm done. Alright, so I'm back. As you see, it's fully built now. It was a little more difficult to build because my biggest complaint is the directions that came with it are incredibly weak. It's one page, a couple of pictures, but actually no instructions, no hints on how to do it the right way. So I will tell you, if you do get this one, and I'm not telling you one way or the other, if you want to get it, I will post a link in the description so you can look at it. I'm pleased with the structure of it. It's actually, now that it's fully assembled, I'm not going to climb into it, but I do believe it's rated to hold my weight inside. So it's actually supposed to be pretty sturdy, and actually it is. We don't have anything to go in it now. I'll follow up and do a review once we have it filled and in position where we're going to do it. But I will say, when you put it together, you start by putting all four legs on. There's one screw that holds each leg. You saw me putting those in earlier. Don't screw anything too tight right away, because you are going to need some play to kind of get the screws and the holes to align. But what I did is I did all four of the sides. I put the top and bottom on each end in loosely just to hold it. And then I came back and did the middle ones, and once everything was in place, I tightened everything down. So that worked out well. And like, I'm shaking this pretty hard right now, and it's sturdy. It is light, so we built it inside, or I built it inside, and we'll carry it outside later, just because it was a little easier to do it here. The only other thing I will say is, you saw me before, I put these caps on the top and bottom of the feet originally. Hold off and put the top ones on after it's all assembled, because you'll have to then take them off to put the sides in, just because of how they fit into the ends. So just be aware of that. But I will say, I'll tilt it towards the camera so you can kind of see inside. It's a pretty big bowl area. I think it was 4 feet by roughly 2 feet, and just going off it, I'm guessing that's about a little over a foot, maybe 15 inches deep. You hear my dog in the background. She's given her seal of approval as well. So yeah, so that's my view on this. I do believe this is a good product, and if you're in the market for an elevated garden bed, we're going to be doing herbs. I'm sure it would be good for flowers or maybe small vegetables. But whatever you feel you want to use it in, it's probably going to do well for you. And being metal, you don't have to worry about it rotting out. So yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts, ask me any questions on it, and I do look forward to doing a review once we have it all put together with the dirt and plants in it, to show you how we're using it and how it's holding up. All right, thank you all. Have a great day, and if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I do try to comment back on any comments that you post. So thanks again.